Godfrey, I think I've interacted with World Vision, but I think you leave no one behind. And I think looking at what we are doing within Elgeyo Marakwet, and Rich is really touching the livelihoods of many people. Could you share your story for marginalized groups within the country in the space of diversified diversities?
Thank you. Like you've had Godfrey Magana from World Vision. And just to mention that World Vision is at the heart of World Vision. And we align with the 5 pillars of the food systems. Currently, we have presence in 32 counties, which are considered fragile and also committed nutrition and food systems that focuses on ensuring that the children and the women, especially in the vulnerable households, have adequate access to safe, nutritious food. And how we do this is we ensure that these marginalized households in marginalized communities have their capacity built, how to produce nutrient-dense food. We also look at training them on how they are supposed to prepare and consume the same nutritious foods. And then we also have encouraged communities to produce iron-rich foods, iron-rich beans, and other nutrient-dense. So we look at this in terms of also looking at their building, providing them with education on nutrition, and also enhancing their social behavior on nutrition around crop production. So focus on school feeding, and we look at production, homegrown food systems, food in children in school. And so far, between January and March this year, we have been able to reach about over 9,000 children, school children with school meals. And this has enabled the children in school to be able to stay in school first, and then also improve their performance in school. For middle-aged agriculture nutrition programs, we have been able to reach over that's 361 million beneficiaries. And this has gone a long way in ensuring that children are well nourished and children have access to safe, diversified diets. We also work closely with the county and national government, and we have advocated to ensure that the county government and national government invest in food systems, and also ensure that there's investment in food production at all levels. And we integrate the issue of water sanitation. You're all aware that food goes along with safe water, either at the level of production and also at multi-purpose use. And World Vision has ensured that WASH is a part of food production. And communities are enabled to undertake multi-purpose food production and also for drinking. So this minimizes water-related illnesses, particularly that could compromise the issue of nutrition, especially among children. And we also have an campaign that looks at ensuring that children in school and children at home have access to safe, nutritious diets to be able to grow and perform their duties well as children in school and also when they grow up as adults. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think straight really spot on. I'll go back again to Dr. Lenai, and I think Dr. Lenai, you have heard partners are really doing something called isolated cases here and there. And we need a consolidated action. Where do you think is the place multi-stakeholder actions? What are you doing to advance this together with partners?
Thank you so much, and I really want to appreciate the great work that the stakeholders and partners, both development partners and implementing partners, the great work that they have been doing. And I want to assure all of you that the document I just talked about, the KNAP, was developed by all of us and owned by all of us, including even the community and even the county level. And I'm happy several counties have already taken that. Now, in terms of convergences and also coordination, I would like to highlight in this meeting that the Kenya Coordination and Partnership Framework for 2018-2030 that exists, which recognizes existence of interagency coordination committees looking at the various thematic areas, especially now we are talking about the 5 strategic areas that needs to be looked into. Now, these ICCs are expected to escalate their issues to the next level, maybe on a monthly basis, which is called the technical thematic committees. Then we expect, and this is both government and also partners in these committees. Then after that, that should be able to escalate to the level of the technical steering committee, which is the interface between the directors generals and the principal secretaries. Then there is the oversight and advisory committee, which is chaired by the cabinet secretaries. So with that framework, we are able to bring everyone on board. I'm happy World Division is reporting about the school programs down there in Marakwet. Again, also have been doing the gardens in Nakuru County and Nyandarua and others. And also I interacted with us the other day and they were saying they are doing some school programs in Makueni and Kitui. The First Lady is also launching some program. I think a time has come when we need to crack this, bring everyone on board. So the Kenya Health Partnership and Coordination Framework exists where I'm supposed to bring all stakeholders on board because the Division of Nutrition and Dietetics is under the directorate. So I think we work together with the stakeholders and partners to ensure we rally ourselves in that structure. But our flagship Bible is the KNAP and also the other models that we and frameworks we have been able to come up with. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I think you've heard. We all are blessed. Focal point of reference, but we have the ways of reporting. So this is the moment for you to really share with government what you have and what you plan to do. We don't have a lot of time, and I think I've been cautioned. We had only 30 minutes. I'll pick a few questions to the panelists because this is your meeting. Be brief. One question per person. I will only pick 5, and after that we'll close the session. So I will start from this side if there is a hand. One question for anybody. Can we move to the middle if there is in that session? Yes, one there. The second one, we will pick all the questions and we will address it once and then we finish. One question, be brief, less than 1 minute. Number 3, I have number 4, and then 5. number one. You kindly remember your number.
Thank you. Thank you to everybody. My name is Tageshi Nitata Kiriga. Site for food. And I would like to hear from all the different panelists a little bit more about the school feeding program. We did hear from the different speakers earlier this morning, and very how this is coming together.
Thank you. Thank you. Very brief to the point. Number two. There was a number two, please. Somewhere here.
Good afternoon, everyone. We're making great progress. I'd like to ask the panelists about the challenges that they are facing in implementing, in transforming the food systems. The challenges and maybe lessons you can understand.
Challenges and lessons. Just right behind you, there's one. Spot on. I think I want the questions to be asked like this. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Christmas Klima from the Institute for Food Justice and Development. My question relates to hospital meals. Probably I will direct it to Madam Ruth or Dr. Joseph. And it also has some activism in it. Why do we ignore clinical nutrition? Why do we ignore meals in hospitals, especially public hospitals? And yet we lose a lot of patients because of poor quality hospital meals. You go to any public hospital during lunchtime, they will be given ugali, cabbage, a lot of soup, and a few pieces of beans. What are we doing about that? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, very helpful. Yes, I think.
Yeah, thank you very much. My name is Wilson Songa. I would like to direct my question to Gain. Gain, I think you are really spot on when it comes to demand of safe, diversified food. And I would like to particularly address the issue of this demand in the context of the counties. You see the counties as the ones demanding for this, and how you can utilize this to promote youth employment, particularly in the context of the vegetable value chain. I know I have been privileged to meet some of your staff on the ground in forums of the nutrition in city ecosystems, which also indicates very good partnership on the ground. But in specific, because you work widely in various counties, the NICE project may be very active now in Busia and Bungoma, but you have a wider coverage. What would you recommend would be the best way to attract youth? Because this vegetable value chain would be quite attractive in that it brings money quickly, which is one area that the youth would like to participate. Thank you.
And the last one was the gentleman there. Yeah, I'll only the gentleman with the white beard, please. Sorry for referring you. Take your beers.
Yeah, thank you. My name is Sajjas Aslawi. I'm the national chairman of Kenya Small Scale Farmers Forum, a grassroots village-based network of small scale farmers. My concern about food is today in our country there is so much use of chemicals being sprayed. And the survey that we have done in some counties, I would say, I come from Makweli, but I take example of Machakos. We have found that at a burger available there, you can't cook them. So, because of the chemicals being sprayed, cabbage. What does that mean? It means that the value of the food that we have has very much reduced. So, because Kenya, we do not have a regulation. Chemicals, especially facing the publicity that is being done by those chemical companies. What can we do as a nation?
Thank you very much, Derek. Thank you very much. We'll close the questions there and we'll go on to answering. And I'll request Dr. Ledai to respond to the school feeding program, giving it a national outlook, together with the question of hospital meals, please.
Thank you so much, Wagesi, and also Christmas. In terms of the school feeding program, I think I mentioned about it. As you have heard, various stakeholders are doing it. But what we need to have is a protocol and also a framework which is guiding us in terms of how the execution and even the minimum components that need to be there. So in terms of Ministry of Health, we are concerned about the food safety aspect of it, and we have even been able to develop some protocols. With the Nairobi County government, they have been doing this, but also riding on what all the other stakeholders, we shall be able to come up with a national framework and a policy on food safety and also in the school health arena. Then, thank you, Christopher, for that question. The division in my directorate is nutrition and dietetics. The dietetics part is mainly the food in the hospital, and that is what they concern with. So apart from looking at nutrition all the way from the community level, we are always also concerned about the nutrition in the hospital, including even what we give to the patients in terms of even parenteral and even those who are feeding by other means. So if this is a concern, and probably would like to know which facility, because I do know every facility has a nutritionist. We have nutritionists at all levels, from dispensary, community dispensary, even up to the level 6 facilities. So in terms of Ministry of Health intervention, that is well taken care of. But let me dive into the challenges, because it is important as a government. We talk about some of the challenges as a government, what we are facing. One is climate change. If we don't program and even head to Addis Ababa with climate change agenda in mind, I think we will be facing great challenges if we don't reprogram and rebudget and also rally ourselves behind the agenda of climate change. The other challenge is, of course, the issue I talked about in Mombasa last week, the issue of technology sealer. Currently, we are ordering foods online. You can just go online and order any kind of food that you want, but no one knows what kind of food is that. So the issue of use of technology, yes, it is positive, but having a regulation, probably looking at the online adverts and also online sales needs to be looked into. Then what Mr. Justice has talked about, I still talked about in the Eastern Africa meeting last week, the issue of chemicals. Representative of the PS Agriculture, Collins, I think I'm talking to him.
Yeah.
He needs to hear this. Collins, hello. Now I want to tell you something that it's true. According to Justice, we need to look at the chemicals that we are using in the smartened agriculture. I come from the north, but also I equally have a shamba around the central, near to Murima. But when you look at it, you find when you want to plow, nowadays they are not even putting tractors. They are spraying chemicals. Then you can't put your seedlings or seeds. When you want to weed, you just use chemicals. As they are growing, you are also using chemicals. And even as you harvest, to make them look better for the market and even ripen, you use chemicals. I think the issue of chemicals, even some studies have shown, true, there are those that have effect to the human. I think we need a task force, we need a body, we need a team to look into this issue of chemicals. We are privy of the industry, they may also meet us with a lot of aggression, but we need to do something because ultimately that affects the health of the people. The cancers we are seeing, the malfunctions that we are seeing in the people, some of them have been attributed to these chemicals. We are killing the bees, which are supposed to be doing cross-pollination for crops. So I think we need to think about that. And thank you so much, Sailor.
Thank you very much, Dr. Lenai. I think you've covered really quite a number of issues very well. A big round of applause for him. Thank you very much. I'll go straight to Ruth. There was a specific question on youth engagement in your projects, particularly the vegetable for all. Could you kindly, in a brief way, highlight how you're doing this?
Thank you very much. I didn't talk so much about the vegetable for all project. But the way it's structured, we are working with the last mile vendors, who we popularly refer to as Mama Bogas. Although they are also Baba Bogas, so I'm not forgetting that. So, and then in that continuum of project, we also have the market facilitators. The market facilitators can be loosely translated as brokers who source vegetables and then sell to Mama Bogas. So how we involve the youth, we have youth who are market facilitators. They source the vegetables, and by the way, we source our vegetables from GAP-approved suppliers. So we are one organization that are partnered with KEFIS to do MRL tests at the farm level, also at the market level, just to tell us what is the residual level of chemicals in these vegetables. And in the 5 counties that we work, we do that. And when we get reports, we share with the government to support those farmers that have high chemicals in their vegetables. So in that, we have the market facilitators, that we have a number of youth. And at the farm level, although GAIN does not do production, we've partnered with different organizations that promote youth farming. So we source our vegetables. We encourage the market facilitators to source vegetables from youth farmers. In this, we work with the World Veg Center. We work with Kusa Africa and other organizations that are in production. So we do the tests of those farms, and their farms mainly managed by youth. And we source the vegetables. So we are creating a market for them at any given time. In terms of Mama Bogas, as we know, Mama Bogas are fairly older or mature ladies and men, but we've seen, because of the program and the way we structured it, we've seen a number of youth coming on board and starting businesses in the vegetable sector. And this is between 18 to 35. We've seen them coming on board, and we're encouraging them by giving business development support. We're giving them financial support in some cases, and this we've seen a number of youth coming on board to support, to be in the project. In terms of other aspects of the project, as I talked about, below the line and above the line advertisement, we've engaged youth. They're very good at that. When you talk about activations at the marketplaces, definitely the youth will give you a better return than engaging the older people. So, and we still have room to engage them more. What we're looking at now is how do we engage the youth in digital marketing on the e-commerce platform for the supply and for the ordering of vegetables. So that's another space that we are now looking forward to, and we're engaging youth. We have one youth company that we're already working with, and as an e-commerce platform for ordering for vegetables, and we are going to expand that going forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Ruth. Maybe Wilfried, a little bit of lessons learned, and then we close, please.
Thank you. One of the key lessons that we've seen across working with community-led farming and nutrition programs is the uptake, especially looking at the fragile context where we have pastoralists, the uptake of crop production aspects. has remained a challenge, and it calls for working closely with the communities to be able to identify what specific value chain is preferred for them. And that's what has made us work with them to be able to work on the specific value chain. But just a bit of school feeding program, because there was a question around that. We use what we call the homegrown solutions. So working closely with the parents, the county and national governments, and also the like-minded stakeholders. So parents are able to contribute food from on their farms to schools, and then the government also contributes some money and world vision. So that is put in a pool and is able to provide one meal to school children. That is able to retain them in school and also has gone a long way in improving their performance in school.
Thank you very much. I think we are coming to close of this session. I know we would have interacted more, but we have a long day today and tomorrow. Kindly allow us to stop here. But the key message is, number one, we have a shared goal. This is what has been pronounced, and I want to repeat it. Number two, we have a shared responsibility on achieving that goal. Number three, we need to consolidate our efforts to support the government of Kenya to shine during the subsequent steps. And with that, we need evidence. Thank you very much for listening to us. A big round of applause for our panelists. Thank you very much. I'll yield back to my moderator.
Okay, wow, what an invigorating conversation. Let's give them a round of applause once more. Wow. You know, at the end of the day, as we're discussing about food systems and great diets, I want to call on stage, or rather later we're going to see on stage, the outlook of a system or a society that is energetic, that is full, is well nutritious, and that is full of energy. But before I demonstrate that, I call the right person on stage. I just want us to watch a 1-minute video as I am inviting that outlook that I've just described. Media, please. An energetic society with the future of the next generation in Kenya. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Juhudi 4K Club, all the way from Baringo County.
We are the 4K Club, the 4K, we are the 4K Club. Who are we? We are the beauty club, the nation. We are the 4K club. Who are we? We are the beauty club, the nation. We are the 4K club. Who are we? we are the 4K Club.
Distinguished guests and all protocol observed, good morning, good afternoon. In front of you are the Holy 4K Club members from Baringo County, Chiati Sub-County, St. Lucas State Academy, ready to entertain you. Welcome.
Tunamshukuru Rais wetu kwa kuimarisha hapa Kenya. Siku hii ya leo tunamshukuru Rais wetu kwa kuimarisha kilimo hapa Kenya. Chakula ni muhimu, chakula ni maisha, chakula ni afya kwa kila Mkenya. Chakula chakula ni maisha, chakula ni afya kwa kila Mkenya. Pia tushukuru wageni wetu wa leo kwa kutufundisha umuhimu wa kilimo. Pia tushukuru wageni umuhimu wa kilimo. Chakula ni muhimu, chakula ni maisha, chakula ni afya kwa kila Mkenya. Chakula ni muhimu, chakula ni maisha, chakula ni afya kwa kila Mkenya. Kani zingine ziwaende wanafunzi waliokubali kuwa ndani ya 4K Club. Wamefanya mambo mazuri pale shambani.
Shukrani zingine
ziwaende wanafunzi waliokubali kuwa ndani ya 4K Club. Wamefanya mambo mazuri pale shambani. Chakula ni muhimu, chakula ni maisha, chakula ni afya kwa kila Mkenya. Chakula ni muhimu, chakula ni maisha, chakula ni afya kwa kila Mkenya. Kula chakula chenye madini, tunapata afya na kufukuza magonjwa mengi. Tunapokula chakula chenye madini, tunapata afya na kufukuza magonjwa mengi. Chakula ni muhimu, chakula ni maisha, chakula ni afya kwa kila Mkenya. Chakula ni muhimu, chakula kwa kila Mkenya.
Mlango
La mwisho na wahimiza ya kwamba twende shambani tupande vyakula. Jambo langu la mwisho nataka kuwahimiza ya kwamba twende shambani tupande vyakula. Kilimo kinainua, kilimo kinaleta afya na tena kinafukuza umasikini. Kilimo kinainua, kilimo kinaleta afya na tena kinafukuza umasikini. Chakula ni muhimu, chakula ni maisha, chakula ni afya kwa kila Mkenya. Chakula ni muhimu, chakula ni maisha, chakula ni afya kwa kila Mkenya. Distinguished guests and all the protocol observed, good afternoon. Before you are Geraldine Oponoki and Dinda Kalengo, two Holy 4K Club members from Baringo County, Chiati Sub-County, St. Luke's, about climate change. Welcome. Our guest of honors, members of 4K Club seated here. Oh, what a bad thing to ban plastics in supersonic speed. It will come down as acidic rain. It will corrode our iron sheet. The water which will be used, it will kill. Animals which live in water will all die. No food will be available. Farms will get acidic rain. No plants will grow. This is the genesis of hunger. The effect of hunger is that people will starve, same to the animals. Oh, my dear members of Foke Club, let us all together use the technology and innovation to save our country, Kenya, through Foke Club. As we know, it stands for Kuungana, Kufanya, Kusaidia Kenya. Remember, in our schools, not only in our schools, but also in our homes, that TNT is a desert place, which we thought it won't produce food, but through innovation skills, we have planted varieties of food. Examples, Bobo, Sukuma Wiki, sweet potato, among others. It has helped our schools, more so our community. People come to schools to buy them and sell them. Nothing is impossible. Things are possible. If you believe that you can do it, then let us embrace agriculture. Agriculture is life. Lastly, but not the least, we would like to thank Foke Club organization at large, especially at our county Baringo. They have made us proud. They have shown us that where there is possibilities, there are possibilities. Bravo, Foke Club members. God bless you. At large, gratitude. Class 3848, St. Lucas State Primary School, from Baringo County, DRC Sub-County, ready to entertain you with the proposed folk song. Entitled Shebolaleo. Entitled Shebolaleo. Sung by both men and women during Mama Harvest. Welcome.
Wow.
Gratitude.
Let's appreciate it while they walk out of stage. Wow, indeed they would have not done that in an empty stomach. Yeah? We do agree, right? Chakula ni muhimu? Come on, guys. Chakula ni muhimu, ni maisha, ni afya. No, we'll have to do this again. That was some important message being conveyed. Let's start. Chakula ni muhimu? Ni maisha, great. Besides? Anyone? Ni afya. Let's take that again. Chakula ni muhimu? Ni maisha? Right. Ni afya kwa kila? Kwa kila? Fantastic. Clap for yourselves. So now, ladies and gentlemen, if the first course of today's discussion is flavorful, what's coming next is the main dish. Reaching insight, bold in leadership, and truly national in scope. We transition now to the official opening ceremony of the 2025 National Food System Stock-Taking Forum, where key voices from across sectors will set the tone, their ambition, and the shared vision for the Kenya's food system transformation. I beg your pardon. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Mika on stage. Let's appreciate her while she walks on stage. I want to introduce from the National Assembly representative, that's Senator David Wafula. All right, let's appreciate him once more.
That shows we are all alert and our appetite is up. Good afternoon. All protocols observed. The Cabinet Secretary, PS, representatives from civil society, academia, private sector, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Here is Senator Wafula Wakoli, Senator of the Great County of Bungoma, Chairman, Agriculture, Livestock. I also want to recognize, I've seen my people from Bungoma in the house. Thank you for coming. And all Kenyan representatives who are here, tells us of your commitment to the cause. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great honor to join you this morning to address this gathering of the National Food System Stock. This summit is a critical step towards achieving sustainable food systems in Kenya. Aligned with the upcoming United Nations Summit, agriculture remains the backbone of Kenya's economy. Food security and economic growth. And as we've been taken through by various partners here, I've been told that food security involves availability, accessibility, and affordability. I will emphasize the Senate's pivotal role in fostering devolution
and ensuring the success of agriculture and food system transformation. Ladies and gentlemen, as you are aware, devolution has decision-making closer to the people. Devolution has empowered counties to tailor solutions to local challenges such as food security, climate change, and resource management. Counties now oversee agricultural extension services, financing for farmers, provision of farm inputs, and credit facilities. We are cognizant today and in the last several weeks, county governments have been giving out entrepreneurs to ensure this is done. These localized interventions have significantly boosted food production and enhanced livelihoods in regions like Wajir County. However, challenges persist. Counties face limited budgets for agricultural functions, fragmented policies, and inadequate coordination with the national government. The Senate plays a critical oversight role to ensure equitable resource allocation and adherence to constitutional mandates on devolved functions by strengthening county capacities through legislative reviews and policy frameworks. We can unlock the potential in devolution to transform agriculture's sustainability. Ladies and gentlemen, the Senate has been instrumental in advocating for increased budgetary allocations to agriculture at both national and county levels. Agriculture accounts for over 30% of Kenya's GDP, yet it often receives less than 5% of budgetary allocation. The Senate Standing Committee on Agriculture has consistently pushed for counties to allocate at least 10% of their annual budgets to agricultural functions. This ensures counties have adequate resources to implement programs like disease control, post-harvest management, market development, and climate resilience initiatives. As you are all aware, under market development, the Kenya Kwanza government has a robust program of ensuring industrial parks are done, making and building of markets, and all these are tailored towards ensuring that farmers, who are the primary producers of raw materials, can get access to industries in the industrial parks. We also see that due to the aspect of disease control, government is working on improvement of KEFIS, cereal board, and KEVIVAPI to ensure that all this is done properly. In the aspect of post-harvest, we are all aware that government is working to ensure that now as people are planting maize, dryers have been supplied to various LCPB joints. We also have seen coolers for the dairy industry being distributed and many other products being rolled out by government and county governments. Moreover, the Senate has championed equitable distribution of resources for devolved functions. For instance, it has engaged national government to transfer funds directly to counties rather than retaining them under national ministries. This approach strengthens counties' autonomy while fostering accountability and resource utilization. Insisting on government to devolve functions that are and ensure that money follows functions, and that which will ensure government does what the Constitution says. The Senate has undertaken comprehensive legislative reviews to align agricultural laws with devolution principles. Enacted before the 2010 Constitution remain centralized and hinder effective implementation of devolved functions. Or repeal outdated laws that create redundant national parastatals performing devolved roles. Further, the Senate has organized conferences such as devolution conferences and Senate machinery, which have addressed challenges in sub-sector fisheries while promoting stakeholder engagement. This Senate machinery, I'll share it with my friend here, brought forward scenarios where county governments by now receive billions of shillings. But when an audit is done on the ground, some counties cannot account for the huge sums of monies at the grassroots level. So as the Committee of Agriculture, we are now going to visit counties to ensure that funds meant for devolution are clearly seen and the people can clearly say they have participated in changing the fortunes in agriculture. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, climate change mitigation or climate change poses a significant threat to Kenya's agricultural sector. Rising temperatures and erratic rainfall patterns have reduced agro-climate suitability for crops like maize and tea while increasing vulnerability in livestock farming. The Senate recognizes that building resilience against climate-related risk is critical and crucial for sustainable agriculture. Through its oversight role, the Senate ensures counties implement climate adoption measures such as livestock insurance schemes, disease control programs, pasture management initiatives. It also advocates for investment in research, development to provide counties with actionable insight into climate resilience practices. This is evident. We had a meeting with the Ministry of Agriculture in Malindi with all sagas and parastatals to ensure that these programs are seen. And from the 27th of this month, the Senate Committee of Agriculture will be visiting 5 counties that do livestock to see what happens there and put to check both national and county levels to ensure that programs run properly. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, enhancing collaboration across stakeholders. The success of Kenya's food system transformation depends on effective collaboration among stakeholders, government agencies, private sector players, civil society organizations, academia, development partners. The Senate facilitates this collaboration by creating platforms for dialogue between counties and national government. Honorable members, the Senate works closely with the development partners to ensure their programs are not only aligned in terms of priorities, but are also implemented efficiently and transparently. This collaboration aims to enhance the effectiveness and utilization of external funding while avoiding duplication of efforts across counties. Honorable members, we are, and this financial year moving forward, we are keenly monitoring monies from development partners being pumped to county government and national government. This is an area where people have not been giving a keen eye, but recently when we were checking the books, we discovered that there is a soft way of Kenyans siphoning public money and donor funds without Kenyans knowing. So as a Senate, we'll be giving a keen eye to ensure that donor funds aimed in improving agriculture, livestock, blue economy is equally and properly counties to develop sound agricultural policies and programs that are in line with in planning and implementation while maximizing impact and sustainability at county level. Finally, gentlemen, the Senate is committed to promoting inclusivity by increasing youth and women participation in agriculture, evolution opportunities for marginalized groups to access resources like credit facilities, modern inclusivity. The Senate fosters equitable development across all counties. At the Senate level, those of them who have been invited, government agencies and partners, We have put to task county governments first to show us how they distribute opportunities for the less privileged, vulnerable, and poor. Then we also look at distribution of resources based on the regional and the face of Kenya. If that is not done, we always recommend they go back to the drawing board and ensure that all sectors are considered in terms of opportunities. As I conclude, I wish to reiterate that agriculture remains central to Kenya's economic growth and food security. Evolution provides a unique opportunity to address localized challenges while empowering counties. A critical role in ensuring devolution succeeds through legislative reviews, resource allocation, oversight, climate adaptation advocacy, stakeholder collaboration, facilitation, and inclusivity. Ladies and gentlemen, as we prepare for the 2025 summit, July summit, let us reaffirm our commitment to transforming Kenya's food systems into sustainable models that ensure resilience against emerging challenges, together with robust devolution frameworks supported by achieve more equitable and prosperous future for all Kenyans. And I wish you well, and may God bless you. But we have an opportunity to carry us hope. And not only hope, but courage. Because you can't have hope in one hand. So kwa Wakenya wanasema kuna matumaini, lakini wacha uoga, weka matumaini na tugange yajayo. Asante sana na Mungu awabariki.
Thank you so much for that insightful yet inspirational remark. Let's appreciate him once more. He has taken us through the importance of devolution and how devolution has enhanced its efforts in creating a sustainable food system in Kenya. So we're just going to take things a bit further and go across borders. And the next speaker to give us their welcoming remarks is Dr. Sandra Milak from CGIAR. Let's give her a round of applause.
It's a pleasure to be here. Honorable Cabinet Secretary, distinguished guests, esteemed colleagues and partners. It is both a pleasure and privilege to join you today as we gather to take stock of Kenya's progress since 2021 Food System Summit. This moment is not just about looking back, it is about reinforcing the momentum that Kenya has built and recommitting ourselves, and I'll repeat that, recommitting ourselves as a global community to supporting the country's bold ambition for a more inclusive, resilient, and sustainable food system. What strikes me about Kenya's approach is not only the clarity of its vision, but the coherence of its action. The aspiration to empower young people and women, to digitalize agriculture, to diversify diets, to build climate resilient, and to enhance access to finance. These are not silent targets either. They are deeply interwoven, and they represent the kind of systemic thinking that lies at the very heart of CGIAR's own global strategy for 2025-2030. The new CGIAR Science Portfolio, and perhaps many of you were in Science Week when we launched this portfolio last week at UN, is designed to meet countries where they are and to work with them in the spaces where the real transformation happens. And I mean farms, laboratories, policy rooms, classrooms, and increasingly to digital platforms. Walks alongside with his prominent partners in Kenya, including Kenya's Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock Development, the Kenya Agriculture and Livestock Research Organization, CARO, who co-sponsored the Science Week last week, along with the Kenya government, and the Kenya Institute of Public Policy Research and Analysis, KIPRA. Let me give you some examples of how we're working together. IRI is working with around 400 livestock producers and marketing groups in Kenya's dry lands through a project called CASINET. This project provides pastoralists with dynamic data on climate, helping them take early and anticipatory actions to adapt to changing climate conditions. The collaboration contributes to improving livestock production systems and in arid regions. Very important problem that we are facing today. MOALT and CARO, in turn, are central to CGIAR initiatives in Kenya. They have been instrumental in developing eco-friendly pest management technology in partnership with another center of CGIAR, CIMMET, particularly in tackling the fall armyworm pest. Their work also focuses on improving climate resilience and water management practices, addressing some of the most pressing agriculture challenges the country faces. CGIAR also collaborates with KIPRA in analyzing the expected impact of government policies like the bottom-up economic transformation agenda. These partnerships help assess and share insights on the economic implications of various agricultural strategies, which in turn influence national decision-making. Finally, in partnership with NARS and local farmers, we co-create climate-smart villages in Kenya and elsewhere. How fantastic that is, climate-smart villages. These villages help communities integrate agroforestry, climate-smart seeds, solar irrigation, and other systems to boost both productivity and farmers' income. This collaboration helps to make farming more suitable while adapting to the effects of climate change. These partnerships are essential for ensuring that CGIAR's initiatives align closely with Kenya's national priorities, and that our work is effectively helping shape a more resilient and sustainable agriculture sector in Kenya. But resilience, although it's very important, alone isn't enough. We also need innovation, and that's where Kenya is leading boldly, we believe. The government's push to integrate digital tools across agriculture is something CGIAR is proud to support. Let me give you an example. IRI's mobile app, for example, allows dairy farmers to track the productivity of their animals and receive real-time feedback. In a country where smallholder dairy is so critical to food security and incomes, this is technology that speaks directly to national priorities, raising efficiency, improving nutrition, and strengthening market access, all at once. And these sectors, Ministry of Agriculture and CARO, have been essential partners in our efforts to develop the fall armyworm, a very, very big problem for farmers across the country. Just to address soil fertility, water use, and integrated pest management. further reinforcing the foundation of climate-smart agriculture in Kenya. Importantly, we know that transformation must be inclusive. Women and youth are not beneficiaries of this agenda. Pay attention, not beneficiaries. They are leaders in it. Through the Gender, Climate and Nutrition Initiative, led by IFRI, another one of our centers, in partnership with ICASA, we are working to equip young people and women with the tools, the knowledge, the networks to shape agriculture systems that serve them. And let me tell you, this goes beyond training. It's about shifting the structures of opportunity, making sure women farmers have access to land, to finance, to markets, and to decision-making spaces. And of course, food systems are not only about producing more, although more is important as well, but not about only more. They are about producing better. In Turkana, the Alliance of Biodiversity International in SIAT, another center of CJR, has worked with local communities to reach both diet and farm diversity. Through participatory approach, they introduce nutrient-rich crops while preserving cultural food traditions. This project reflects the essence of what Kenya's own food calls for. Food systems that nourish, not just fuel, that restore. What ties all this together? Data-driven, resilient, digital tools, community empowerment, sustainable diets. It is a very strong culture of partnership. And we heard this morning many examples of that as well. CGIAR is proud to support the Climate Smart Agriculture multi-stakeholder platform. Government, researchers, farmers, financiers, civil society together to coordinate action. This is systems thinking in practice, and is precisely what our agenda, CGIAR's 2025-2030 portfolio seeks to scale. Our portfolio is also built with Kenya in mind. From our Nairobi-based center at IRI to our KIPRA, local nurse partners, we have designed our programs to reflect national priorities and amplify local leadership. Smart villages that combine soil irrigation, improve seeds, and agroforests. The economic implications of policy choices, like the bottom-up economic transformation agenda. CGIAR is deeply invested in Kenya's food systems journey. As we take stock and look ahead, let us remember progress. And moreover, for the entire world, you play a very important role here this week. Food systems transformation we all seek will only be achieved by walking this journey together. And CGI.
Let's appreciate Dr. Sarah once more. Thank you for sharing your insights of joining the bridge between global and Erastus Gatebe, who is going to officially open the ceremony. So let's appreciate him while we walk on stage and Livestock Department. Makofi tafadhali.
Good afternoon. I know I am the one between you and your lunch, but I'll take the shortest time possible. Of the Principal Secretary, State Department, was sitting in for the Cabinet Secretary, Agriculture. I want to say my name is Professor Elastus Gatebe. I'm the Industrialization Secretary. Allow me to dive into the speech. Excellencies, distinguished guests, farmers, innovators, partners, champions of Kenyan food systems, ladies and gentlemen. As we gather at the National Food System Stock Taking Summit, this is a pivotal moment for Kenya to reflect, recommit, and re-energize our collective efforts towards sustainable, equitable, and resilient food systems as we prepare for the UN Food System Summit +4 in Addis Ababa in Ethiopia in July. As part of Africa's bold vision to food sovereignty, Kenya has embraced the food system approach, translating global commitments into 5 transformative pathways that will propel us toward a future where no Kenyan goes to bed hungry, where our farmers thrive, and where our land remains productive for generations to come. However, Kenyan agricultural story is one of contrast. On one hand, we celebrate declining food prices since 2022, powered by the bottom-up economic transformation agenda that has placed agriculture at the center of our development. Digital tools now connect farmers to markets, and climate-smart techniques are taking root. Yet, these gains are shadowed by sobering realities where 3.5 compatriots will endure acute food insecurity, and 80% of our small-scale farmers remain vulnerable to climate shock, and monoculture dependence continues to deprive millions of our diverse nutrition. Colleagues, this isn't merely an economic challenge, it is a moral reckoning. How can we call our progress complete when our children still go to bed hungry? When mothers must choose between feeding their families and sending them to school, we have to work to accomplish, and our mission should remain clear: to transform Kenya's food system into an engine of prosperity, nutrition, and resilience for all. Food system is the foundation upon which our society thrives. It is interwoven within our economy, health, environment, and culture. Transforming these systems is not just a matter of policy, it is a moral imperative. Despite the many challenges as a country, we have made significant progress on the 5 pathways as has been enumerated earlier. Kenya is committed during the UNFSS Summit in September 2021 on Pathway 1, enhancing youth and women participation in agri-food systems. We have exploited our demographic potential by engaging our youth as agripreneurs at sub-national levels. We have opened up our space for innovation at the industrial parks across all the counties. And as was mentioned by the chair of the Senate in agriculture, the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment is spearheading these county aggregation and industrial parks, which are basically aggregation centers, and this is basically one way the government is addressing the issues that we are discussing now. Youth with their energy and creativity can breathe new life into agriculture through technology, entrepreneurship, and modern farming techniques. Women who already make up the majority of smallholder farmers can elevate the sector when given access to land, credit, and decision making. The second biggest pathway in Kenya is digitization, and I think this has been properly enumerated. Technology offers unprecedented opportunities to increasing productivity, reducing losses, and improving access to markets. The issues that were raised earlier by the panelists, I think, are very paramount to be looked at. From precision farming to mobile platforms connecting farmers with buyers, digital tools can transform every aspect of the agricultural value chain. Kenya is already a leader in mobile technology, and we have extended agri-food systems. We are reaching our farmers through various digital platforms, as was regulated by the previous speaker. Our smallholder farmers are getting weather-focused market prices and advisory services at their fingertips. Partnerships with several tech companies have enabled us to develop several user-friendly tools tailored to the need of our farmers. The most notable one is the Kenya Integrated Agricultural Management Information System, KIAMIS, in which we can reach and distribute hundreds of millions of bags to a small-scale farmers, who numbers around 6.4 million farmers. This distribution has saved us the time, cost, while ensuring input reached the all without discrimination. Ladies and gentlemen, the African food was tasty, we must agree. These foods were also given free by our Mother Nature. However, as our population grows, so do the need to shift toward ready to prepare and consumer diets. To many, Kenyans still rely on staple vitamins, which limit nutrition and economic. Apart with free issues of diversifying diet, we are encouraging the production and consumption. The homegrown school feeding program, and it was through the panelist, is an excellent example of this approach. By sourcing diverse nutritious food locally, this initiative improves learners' health, but also provide a stable market for local farmers. We are expanding a culture of diversified diets while supporting local economies. Ladies and gentlemen, climate change remains one of the greatest threats to our food security systems. Rising temperatures, erratic rainfalls, and increased incidences of pests and diseases jeopardizes our food production and livelihoods. Addressing this requires bold action, climate action, which is our pathway forward. Kenya's commitment to planting 15 billion trees by 2032 is a crucial step. This initiative, which will not only mitigate climate change but also improve soil health, conserve water, and enhance biodiversity. Furthermore, promoting climate resilient crops and practices such as drought-tolerant seeds and water-efficient irrigation will enable farmers to adapt to changing conditions. And I think once you go out there and see the demonstrations that are there, I've seen some of the very unique innovations. Climate-smart agriculture must become the cornerstone of our food system. Colleagues, the challenges facing our food system are complex and interconnected, requiring collective action, and we want to thank our development partners, our UN agencies, for taking up the challenge to walk the journey together. The government, private sector players, civil society, academia, and international organizations are most welcome in this endeavor. The public-private partnerships, such as those supporting the Nyumba Fund and school feeding programs, demonstrate the power of collaborations. Strengthening such alliance will mobilize resources, share knowledge, and ensure the interventions are both scalable and sustainable. The Land Commercialization Initiative, exemplified by Nyumba Foundation, through this conservation, Nyumba Foundation is targeting about 100,000 acres of land, and 40,000 acres are already prepared. 20,000 acres are having test crops. This innovative program, supported by the government, has the potential to change the life of the natives in Galana Kulawi. Further, the land commercialization initiatives is government's commitment to avail idle agricultural land held by government institutions for large-scale private investment to increase production for food security. The government has also put in place structures to support similar programs to upscale production by involving private sector stakeholders. This initiative is creating opportunities for women and young farmers to engage in various forms of enterprises within the agri-food systems, offering mentorship, resources, and market access. Scaling up such programs will ensure that we fully harness the potential of these vital goods. In conclusion, transforming Kenyan food system is not just an ambition, it is an urgent necessity. The pathways and the programs we have put in place in our different organizations and many more offer a roadmap for achieving this vision by empowering our youth and women, embracing technology, diversifying diets, committing to climate action, and fostering a food system that feeds people, sustain our planet, and drives our economy. Just a source of sustenance, but a cornerstone of this for future generation. Thank you. I've seen my former peers, Dr. Soga. Thank you to see you, my colleagues, and I think it is a pleasure to be here on the agriculture industry. Accept our sincere appreciation for this organization, and we look forward to what one of the panelists is saying, that we must concretize what we want to achieve. One of the biggest challenges we have as a country is we have good policies, we have good implementation sometimes remain a challenge, and I think one of the outcomes of this meeting is how do we implement. We want outcome, we want output. I also want to thank our young farmers, especially the Hockey Club. It reminds us of when we were young, those many decades ago, when the Hockey Club used to drive agriculture in a small way, but sustainable. And so I think we need to appreciate that. I also want to thank the same Hockey Club. They have entertained us with a good vision of how to be a good farmer. Otherwise, on behalf of my leadership, I wish to declare the meeting official, the summit rather, official open. We will look forward to coming up with a good outcome.
Round of applause for Professor Erastus. A kind request, Professor, if we just come back onto the stage for a photo session, kindly. And I want to call the following speakers to also join Professor Erastus on stage for a nice photo. Remember, they always say we don't take a photo. So to prove that you are here, please do walk on stage. And I want to start with Senator David Wafula. Please do come on stage. Followed by Dr. Sandra Milak, Shaheen Nilofer, Ms. Shaheen Nilofer, beg your pardon, please do come on stage. Next on stage, Ms. Lauren Landis, followed by Mr. Hamisi Williams, please do come on stage. Followed by Ms. Lucy Kyoko, please do come on stage for a lovely, lovely photo. Mr. Collins Marango, please do join the speakers on stage. Followed by Mr. Patrick Amor, please come on stage. I also want to welcome Ms. Ruth Okowa, please do come on stage as well.
Camera people, this is your time to shine. Request a representative from IFAD, please do join the stage. I also want to take this opportunity to request the Juhudi 4K Club, the children who really entertained this session, please do come on stage as well. Juhudi from Baringo County, please do come on stage. I want to humbly request our as we're going through the photo session, I want to ask
just outside. This is okay. Jacuzzi. It's coming. Okay. No, akikuja wewe ndio utanipanga. Si mtu wa kamera ndio anajuanga kazi anafanya. Yeah. Jana sisi tulikuwa tunafaa tukuwe tuna place somewhere. These banners can work. Hizo. Actually, you can be doing a live link. Angalia vile utani frame.
These banners can work well.
It will work for us. Check. It is an event that started yesterday. Remember we were at the Parklands na ndio maana katika eneo hili leo hii tunazungumzia mdahalo mzima ambapo kuna viongozi mbalimbali kutoka katika mashirika mbalimbali. Tumekuwa naye seneta, kuna viongozi mbalimbali tunazungumzia Katika kikao hiki kizima tunazungumzia kuna mambo mengi ambayo sana yanajiri kutoka katika eneo hili. Maana unaona